everyone, welcome back to IP Shorts. The case we are going to discuss in this video is Natco Pharma versus Bayer Corporation. It is a landmark IP judgment and the first ever case in India dealing with granting of compulsory license under Section 84 of the Indian Patent Act 1970. For the first time after India became signatory to the TRIPS agreement, the issue of compulsory licensing was tabled before the concerned authorities in this particular case. So before beginning with the facts of the case, let's briefly understand what is actually meant by a compulsory license. So, compulsory licenses are the authorizations that are given to a third party by the Controller General to make, use or sell a particular product or use a particular process which has been patented without actually needing the permission of the patent owner. This concept is recognized both nationally and internationally and has an express mention in both the Indian Patent Act as well as the TRIPS agreement. So, as per Section 84 of the Indian Patent Act, any person, regardless of whether he himself is the patent holder or the holder of that license, can make a request to the controller for grant of a compulsory license on expiry of 3 years when any of the following conditions is fulfilled. So the first condition is that the reasonable requirement of the public with respect to the patented invention have not been satisfied. The second requirement can be the patented invention is not available to the public at a reasonably affordable price, and the third one being that the invention is not exploited commercially to the fullest extent within the territory of India. Further, compulsory licenses can also be issued suo motu by the controller under Section 92 of the Indian Patent Act pursuant to a notification issued by the central government if there exists any national emergency or any extreme urgency or in cases of public non-commercial use. We can also relate this with the current situation of the COVID-19 pandemic, where the compulsory licensing of the COVID-19 vaccines is also doing rounds. Now let's begin with the facts of the case. So Bayer Corp in this case was granted a subject patent by the India's Patent Office on 3rd of March 2008 for their drug sorafenib tosylate that is sold in the market under the name Nexavar. The drug is used in the treatment of liver and kidney cancer. The Indian drug making company Natco approached the petitioner for a voluntary license to produce and sell Nexavar under its brand name at a price of only rupees 10,000 per month as against the high price that was being charged by Bayer Corporation, that is rupees 2.8 lakh per month. Now, Bayer Corporation rejected the Natco's application for grant of voluntary license. We know that a patented drug can be manufactured and sold by the third party only when the patent holder has given the permission for it. So, after the denial of voluntary license by Bayer Corporation, now Natco lodged an application under Section 84 Clause 1 of the Indian Patent Act before the Controller General to grant a compulsory license to manufacture and sell the drug Nexavar in India. Now, what were the issues that arose in this case? So the first issue that arose was that whether Bayer Corporation failed to fulfill the reasonable requirements of the public with regard to the drug. The second issue was whether Nexavar was not available to the public at a reasonably affordable price, and the third issue was whether Bayer had not worked its drug Nexavar in the territory of India. So NATCO urged that there were about 23,000 patients of kidney and liver cancer requiring treatment in India. The drug was exorbitantly high priced, it was out of stock, and had limited availability in India. Bayer launched the product worldwide in the year 2006 and made sales of approximately 2,454 million US dollars internationally. The insignificant number of bottles that were imported in India showed Bayer's neglectful conduct. Now, NATCO also argued that the exorbitant pricing is an abuse of its monopolistic rights. Also, it was urged that since the drug is being imported, it is not being commercially worked in India. On the other hand, Bayer Corporation contended that the exorbitant price has no link with the reasonable requirement of the public. Bayer argued that the availability of the drug has been considerably increased due to the infringing sales by another Indian generic company, that is Cipla Limited, who was projected to sell about over 4,500 bottles of drug in the year 2012. Bayer also argued that the innovative drugs cost more than generic since they also include the R&D cost and the expenses which generics do not occur. According to Bayer, the term reasonable should be construed as to mean reasonable for both the patients as well as the patentee. Bayer argued that public denotes different sections of public. A blanket compulsory license which gives the patented product at the same price to all the sections was not at all reasonable. Further, it was contended that the working requirement does not mean that the patented product has to be locally manufactured. Now let's see what the controller analyzed in this case. So pertaining to the first issue, the controller, in deciding against Bayer Corporation, held that if on average we see that every eligible cancer patient needs about 3 packets, that is dosage for 3 months. As per the data, Bayer supplied less than 2% of the total requirement. The controller also stated that the number of eligible would be more than the estimated ones. But even if that number is considered, it is not even close to meeting the requirements. The controller in his decision agreed with Bayer that public includes different sections of the society, but also observed that Bayer was free to have offered differential pricing to different classes but chose not to do so. The controller partially disagreed with Bayer that in determining reasonableness, both the patentee and the public need to be factored, but observed that the reasonable, affordable price has to be construed. The controller came to the conclusion that mere importation cannot amount to working of a patented product relying on Section 90 Clause 2 of the Act, which states that a grantee of a compulsory license cannot import the patented product into India. Thus, the controller granted a non-exclusive, non-assignable compulsory license to NATCO to make the drug available at 8,880 for a packet of 120 tablets. NATCO had to pay a 6% royalty to Bayer, and even the Intellectual Property Appellate Board upheld controller's decision, and Bayer's petition to the Supreme Court was also dismissed. So the judgment clarified once again that no matter what the subject matter is, the public interest is the topmost priority. That's all for this video. Hope you liked it. Subscribe IP Shorts for regular updates. See you in the next video by IP Shorts.